Babe, come here.
What?
I'm really nervous.
You're nervous, man.
I'm really anxious about filming.
Why?
I don't know.
Don't be anxious. Just be honest. Nothing to be nervous about. It's who you are. People are not going to judge you. You're being transparent and nothing to be nervous about. You want me to get out?
No, I want you to stay with me.
Okay.
Okay?
Don't be nervous.
I love you.
Just speak like you're talking to me.
Okay. Oi, brah. What if I cry?
Don't cry, babe. Be authentic. If you cry, cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. You can't tell Devante it's okay to cry and then you can't cry.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Hi, and welcome to my very awkward intro. My name is Susan/Bambi, and this is Bambi's Rambles. This is actually the hardest video I've ever had to make, and I feel like such a cop-out YouTuber for even saying that. But I've always been the type of person that's a very big advocate for mental health, very big advocate for understanding others and being honest and open to show people, you know, you're not this, you're not that, you're not crazy, you're not all these other things, because there's someone like me out there. That's why I've always talked about my BPD, why I've always talked about my anxiety, my agoraphobia, my, you know, just like weird stuff about me. And so I'll go from the like beginning, not the beginning, but like the beginning. I always knew there was something different about me. Like, I don't know, like I never felt like I fit in anywhere. You guys have probably heard me talk about mimicking and understanding other people's like people's emotions, people's like behaviors and stuff. And I thought that was all tied into like BPD because like I feel different, I act different. I thought my need for like quiet and like not really like, I care about my friends but not really caring if I see them or not, or like wanting to be alone a lot was just like an introvert thing. Like I thought I was just an introverted person. This video might not make a lot of sense because I'm just like rambling. Bambi's Rambles, what do we expect? But like I thought like a lot of the stuff that I did was just, you know, bits and pieces of my personality and bits and pieces of like BPD and like trauma and stuff that like I've been through. And just having a really long history of mental health stuff and like my anxieties and like, you know, when I used to get really stressed out when my kids would make a lot of noise or like be jumping around, I'd like freak out or whatever. I thought it was like with BPD, they say you don't love your kids, you don't have connection with your kids. I thought it was that. And I didn't understand because I was like, okay, I love my kids. Like I love my children. Like I can't express it enough to people, like how much I care about my kids. So it like used to really upset me. And I used to want to talk all the time and say, I'm going to change the stigma around BPD. We're not all the same. We're not all this. We're not all that. And Jose was always really confused by BPD. He was always, you know, thinking, well, that's not you. That's not you. Yeah, you've done a lot of drugs in the past. You've done a lot of this in the past and, you know, causing trouble and all this sort of stuff. Or like, you know, we used to joke about how like if people came to my house, they had to be out by 9 o'clock, like get out of my house. Or if people were still in my house, like for events or whatever, like for me even, like for my birthday, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go put my pajamas on and get in my bed, even though all of my friends are still in the lounge. And I'm like, that's been a big joke my whole life. You know, sometimes I'm really smart at certain things and sometimes I'm really dumb at certain things. But anyway, I'm just rambling. So, you guys know I've been on this journey with my mental health and not understanding why these therapies weren't working for me, why these medications weren't working for me, why like all these things, like, and like why I had, what's the word I'm looking for, babe? Like behaviors or traits, or like, what's the word?
Yeah, both.
Yeah, behaviors and traits as to why like I was this type of way, and I was like trying to fight it and like trying to change it. And like a lot of people have really talked about, I'll just use YouTube as an example, like how I don't look at the right area, and I play with my hair a lot, and I drink with a straw, and I move around a lot, and there's a lot of things. And I just thought it was like anxious tics and so on and so forth. Now I've been in the mental health system since I was a child, and I went and saw a specialist, be a specialist psychiatrist that had reviewed my file from even when I was a child. So when I went to the youth psych ward, and my long history of things, she went through all of that, and we did a screening, a session, and so on and so forth. And turns out I've been misdiagnosed. I don't have borderline personality disorder. I have two other things. It turns out at the age of 29, I have been diagnosed with autism.
You're crying.
I don't like saying it.
It's alright, man.
And, after the session, well, even during the session, I found myself thinking about everything in my life, like everything. The fact that I never turn my phone on and I don't answer my phone for months. The fact that I like care about people, but I don't necessarily care if I see them or not. Like, it doesn't, I don't, the fact that I like things a certain way. I like things a certain, like, like I wear baggy t-shirts and pants, or I wear singlets every single day. I have to have fresh bed sheets. I either do a 10-step skincare routine or I don't do it at all. I have to sleep with a certain pillow. The room has to be a certain temperature, a certain light, a certain everything. Like, this whole time, my whole life, I have thought like I'm like a crazy person, like I'm a hypochondriac, I'm dramatic, I'm this, I'm that. Why I didn't understand like why people kiss on the cheek every time they see each other. It's like, don't kiss me on the cheek. Like, I don't understand why you have to be near me. Everyone is just perceived that I'm like a bitch, or like what's that word? Standoffish.
Yeah.
People like always seem really standoffish or something sort of way. Like, the fact I'm scared of the dark, the fact that noises upset me, things don't make sense. Like, if my kitchen's dirty, I can't go in my kitchen. Like, I just thought these were just little things about me that I was like, okay, this is a mental illness, I need to sort this out. Like, my BPD is getting out of control, my anxiety is getting out of control, and I didn't understand like why. And then I was thinking about every single little thing in my life. And I haven't really spoken since I found out. Like, I'm just really quiet because I'm like thinking everything under the sun. What would have happened if I was, a 10-year-old finding this out? How would my life have been? Would I have been in situations that I was in? Would I have been treated the way I've been treated? Would I be as isolated as I am now? Probably, because I don't mind it. And Jose told me yesterday, and I didn't even know that I did this, I don't give eye contact. And I didn't know that. And I guess I'm just like, how many years have I wasted in mental health care? And why has no one picked this up before? You know, and as I always do, I've dived deep into researching and understanding and wanting to know everything. And, you know, it's actually very common. What were the statistics, Jose?
Of what?
Women being misdiagnosed. What did that lady say?
Oh, it was like 70 to 80%.
70 to 80% of women are misdiagnosed with multiple personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and OCD and anxiety, because we don't fit the... Women are very good at masking situations and masking themselves to fit in with situations, like mimicking or masking behaviors to fit in with others. And we also don't present the same as what the typical thing is, which is like, as I've seen in a lot of articles and videos that I've been watching lately, Rain Man and Sheldon and all that sort of stuff. Like, I obviously don't fit in with that sort of thing. But it's very common for people like me with autism to not be able to read things out loud, getting stuck on words, writing something down but like missing words but thinking they've written them down, being really smart at certain things but really, like, lack of a better word, dumb in others. You know, like, I didn't know that was like, I can't explain it. Like, when you've been something your whole life and not understand why you are that, it's, you know, it's liberating, it's freeing, it's, you know, all those sorts of things, but it's also very fucking sad. It's really sad. And I think I wanted to take time to, like, process it and all these sorts of things, but again, that was me trying to be something that I'm not. You know how they say you got to take time, you don't talk to people about it, you process it on your own and all that sort of thing. I'm not like that. I've always been a chronic oversharer. I process things by sharing. I process by talking. I process, you know, my latest thing now is YouTube, you know, processing with YouTube. And this is like, I don't know how to explain it. Jose just put a Chelsea logo on my computer. What's wrong with him? And the kids are yelling. But that's okay. Jose's on dad duty right now. So I'm Chelsea on my laptop now.
Yeah.
And that's how I process, is I overshare and I talk and I just say it how it is, and without really thinking of the repercussions of anything. And I have told a few people, I mean, friends, you know, I've obviously spoken to Steph, you know, Steph and I have a friendship. And I've told Steph, and she was very understanding, very supportive, very, you know, no matter what, I'm here for you, I love you, all those sorts of things, you know. And I've spent a lot of time talking to Jose about it. And you know, like even little things that I've been thinking about, like, is like the fact that I walked at 9 months old, but I never crawled. Never crawled. I just stood up one day and started walking around. You know, the fact that like I have this thing where it's social hangovers. You know, certain amount of time with people, even on live streams. How some days I can be in my comment sections obsessively, like I need to reply to everybody, that they're taking their time to talk to me, I don't want to be rude, I need to meet with this social standard that you have to reply, you have to be in your comment sections. Whereas other times I'm like, oh, the idea of going in my comment sections like is so overwhelming. And the fact that I find such comfort in YouTube as opposed to getting out of the house and actually going for, you know, a mocktail with a friend. You know, the fact that the idea of movie night or going out at night is just like, no, I need to be in bed. Like, this is bedtime. Clean sheets, like just everything. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I'm just rambling off bits and pieces on myself right now because it's such the most, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's almost like everything, fucking everything in my life makes sense. The fact that I'm such a perfectionist with certain things, but other things I don't really care about. The fact that I leave my house in my slippers, whereas everyone else would think that's crazy, but it's like, no. They're fluffy and they're comfortable and they're just, it's not weird to me. I can't explain it. And it's like, you know, I thought it's a lot of, you know, I have a lot of empathy for others and understanding for others, but it's more of a, I listen intently and I want to fix the problem because that's how my mind works. This might seem like a really like, why are you even posting this? This is so silly. This is so private. This is so dramatic. But it is such an eye-opening thing for me right now. And as I've said a million times, I want to stop stigmas with things. I want to stop stereotypes with things. And you know what? I want to be an advocate for mental health and understanding others and, you know, all those sorts of things. But I've never in my wildest dreams thought that it would be me up here saying, you know, the misdiagnosis of women when it comes to autism or the diagnosis of autism later on in life. Like, this is a whole community. This is a whole phenomenon that is actually happening. And now I'm in a position where it's actually happening to me and I never saw it fucking coming. I never saw it coming. Now, I have a brother. I have siblings. I don't really speak to them. We don't need to talk about that. But I actually have a brother. And he is 39 years old. And we call him John Boy. So his name's John. We call him John Boy, right? John Boy is 39 years old. He is intellectually handicapped. He, as I said, 38 or 39 years old now. And he has the mind of a 7-year-old. And he has features of autism. And so when I think autism, right, I think, you know, a little boy that likes to play with trains, or you think Rain Man, or you think like what's that guy of Criminal Minds, babe?
I always forget his name.
Reed. Yeah,
Spencer Reid.
Spencer Reid. You think Sheldon. You think like all these people. Like you think all these people. And when you look into things, you dive in. You look at the information given to you. You look at your life and everything you've done and everything you do and everything that you are. And then you're like, oh my God, I am this. This is me, and it explains everything. You also understand that there's a spectrum of, and then you have all these stereotypes. And I think, well, I'm not like John. My mum is in absolute denial right now about it. God love her. But she is, because she sees her one child that didn't speak or walk till he was 4. Then you've got me that was doing, I was meant to skip the 2nd grade because I'm reading at a year 7 level. But now, I can read, but I can't read sometimes, and it just gets all muddled in my head. It's almost like this has been thrown in my lap at this time in my life because I was trying to be an advocate for something that I wasn't. Masking and mimicking to try and fit in this box of how people are meant to be, how people are, and thinking I was just a bit weird, I was a bit odd, I was a bit, but it makes so much sense. And this video I watched, it went for an hour and a half, and I watched this video and I was like, yes, the whole time. And she was talking about how you need to find your tribe, that people that get you, that are just oh, talk to you once a month and that's it, that's fine, that's enough. Or the fact that I'm on YouTube and I don't have to have that heavy social connection, but I have that connection still, and I'm with like-minded people. But then again, the people in the comment sections of a few of my videos where they're like, oh, why are you not looking at the camera? Look at the camera. Why are you rambling? Why are you talking slow? Or why are you talking fast? Or why are you waving your hands everywhere? Or why are you playing with your hair like you're a model? You're modeling for your audience. I hope you guys feel bad now, because I can't help it. And I've been trying to put myself in this thing where I say, okay, I can't touch my hair. I got to look straight at the viewfinder, and I got to be like this and be like that. Blah, blah, blah. I physically can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. And now I'm at a place of accepting and understanding. And if people don't like me for that, or don't understand me like that, or all the nasty comments that I've been receiving in my Pastel Belle video, I have to understand within myself that, okay, I need to walk away from those comments and be okay with that. I'm not being, weird or not gracious or not something, or not explaining myself. I have to, just live with it. It's okay. It's all right. My point of view is different. My way of looking at things is different. My way of the world is different. I'm Susan, and I have autism. And the other thing I was diagnosed with is severe PTSD. I won't ramble on too much more, because I feel like, I don't know, I just kind of just wanted to say this and just get it out there and let people know. If I'm going to try and be an advocate and show people things, and, if people feel this sort of way and they've been misdiagnosed, or people they don't understand themselves, or they have stereotypes about certain things or certain thoughts about certain things, which I had, and now I'm, that's just me, and that's just how I want to be on YouTube. And maybe instead of trying to hide it and say to myself, oh, you're being silly if you need, you need that pillow, Or you need to get used to the fact that sometimes there's light outside. Or you need to just, you know, understand things and process things and be about things a little more. And then I gotta just fucking take my own medicine and just say what I gotta say, be who I gotta be, do what I gotta do, and that's it. Come here, baby. Come here. Come this side. And the same way that I've always been very understanding and supportive of my son is because we're very similar, aren't we, baby?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I think what better mum for him to have?
Yes. You're the best mom ever.
And even though we're the only ones in this house that walk around at night and don't get any sleep and get anxiety about certain things, isn't it better that we do it together?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I love you very much.
Me too.
I love you.
I love you too.
So now you're in my video like you always ask. Yeah?
How many videos was I in?
Well, this is going to be, I don't know, your second or your third one.
It's my second. It's my third one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say?
No.
No?
No.
I love you too, Auntie. I love you very much. Okay?
Okay.
You're very hot.
I'm hungry.
Go get something. But I think, you know, with the process we're going through with Devante right now, and why I've always been very understanding and seeing certain things about Devante, and how Devante and I are very similar in a lot of ways. But I've also been scared to put that label on him. Now I can see for myself how much better it feels having that understanding and that sense of belonging in some sort of way, if that makes any sense. I feel that way now, so I feel like it's a really good thing for Devante. And yeah, what better mum for that kid to have, you know? And my other kids to have their father, you know, ADHD. You know, we have, it's like the yin and the yang. We're very, you know. Yeah, babe?
Yeah.
You want to come? Say anything?
It's alright.
I want you to be a part of this, babe.
Yeah, look at my hair, babe.
Doesn't matter. Look at my hair.
Some noise.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
What do you want me to say?
What do you want to say, mate? I want you to be a part of this.
Regardless of anything that you have, you know, you're still a beautiful person.
And what do you think about the process? Like, since the doctor said everything, what do you think? What do you feel?
It makes a lot more sense than your first diagnosis, and as long as you can accept it, like I've been saying, those that love you and appreciate your honesty will follow with you and accept it with you. But as long as you know that doesn't change who you are as a person, you're just extra special than all of us. And it doesn't make you weird. It doesn't make you anything less or anything more than who we are.
And maybe I can start being more open with like my weird stuff I do.
Yeah. I mean, you can embrace it. The things that you do more.
Instead
And
of
not think that you're an
hiding it.
alien, or you think that, and if people that tell you not to play with your hair, tell you that, obviously they're not meant for your channel, and that says more about them than it does about you. And if you can't appreciate someone that coming out and speaking about this like publicly, then how are we meant to move forward as humanity, as humans, helping one another? Like you can help someone else that has been misdiagnosed in the past, so how like speaking on it publicly will only help other people as much as it will help you. And if people can't see that, then that's the problem with humanity.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful time.
It's so uncomfortable.
No, I just want you to be comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
And obviously you already have people that love you for it.
Yeah.
And we love you. I love you.
I love you.
And you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
Just gonna finish up and then I'm done.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So who knows if this might be something that I'll talk about more on my channel, like my road with this is a new road for me. I mean, and as Jose said, and what I've always said is like, if I'm gonna be about it, I gotta be about it. And coming to terms with something like this is just, I don't know how to explain it to people. But I guess it's something I just have to try and explain. Who knows? Who fucking knows? But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe, send a pigeon, keep the same energy. Don't judge a book by its cover. Get rid of the stereotypes in your mind, because I have been someone that has been very stereotypical about autism, and never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would understand myself the way I do now and understand the fact that I'm not mentally ill. I'm neurodiverse. I do have my issues with my PTSD and things like that, but a lot of my self-soothing things are good, and it's part of me, and I don't need to try and change it and medicate it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. Bye. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions or anything like that, questions down below, and I can do a Q&A on this maybe. If I want to fucking speak about it, I'm going to speak about it. I might as well speak about it with my audience. And yeah, remember to leave your questions down below, and I'll film a Q&A with it. And if there's any questions for Jose, I'm happy to bring Jose along, and we can do it together. So yeah, I love you all so much. Mwah. Bye.